My name is Mona Zaidi. I'm a writer-director based in Toronto, Canada. But my parents were born in India. And I think this has had actually a kind of interesting influence on me as an artist, because on one hand, being born and raised in North America, I have a very modern sensibility, modern influences. But on the other hand, the culture that I come from, a very ancient culture, it's given me a tremendous connection to old storytelling techniques and old mythological traditions. And I think that's sort of the collision, or the kind of interesting mix that most informs my work as an artist. Very, very flattered by that. So this film holds a very tender place in my heart, because it was my first film, like large-scale film project that I did after film school. And so the film was it's a comedy, and the idea behind it was, everybody tells you to follow your heart, that you should follow your heart. But what if it turns out that your heart is an idiot, and that every decision your heart makes is a terrible decision, wrong, absolutely wrong, and it leaves you ultimately completely destroys your life? Like, what happens then? So that was sort of the general question that the film was exploring, and it was my first film project, and really my first large film festival that I had ever attended. So that particular film has a very special place in my heart. Well, actually, I have a very funny story about it. So I went with a team. It was my first international festival. I was so excited. My producer and a few other people who were involved in the film came with me. There was 4 of us, I think. So we were in Paris, and we were feeling very on top of the world. But I knew that, I'm coming from Canada, and nobody knows who I am, and it's a little tiny film. So I thought, well, if anybody comes to the film, we'll be very happy. So I went to peek into the theater before my film was going to be screened, and I saw, maybe 6 people or 8 people watching the film. And I thought, oh, that's not so bad. If there's 6 people, and then 4 of us, that'll be 10 people. That's good. So we went for coffee, and then we came back, in time for our debut screening. And I was so disappointed, because this very large crowd had formed, and they were blocking the poster and the door for our theater. And I thought, oh no, nobody's going to know that our film is even screening. So I was so disappointed, and thought, oh, well, you know what? We're here in Paris. It's beautiful. This is a great honor to be included. So, even if it's just the 4 of us, it'll be fine. But when we went to try to get into the theater, we were told, no, you have to get to the back of the line, because that crowd is actually for my film. And I was beyond elated. People went in, and what really impressed me was that the audience was not only enthusiastic, but they were very literate. They were very well informed. Excellent film audience. And I guess I'm saying that because they loved my film. They were laughing, and it was an amazing experience. And being a part of the festival, I had never experienced this before, but now that I've been to other festivals, I can really appreciate how much care was put into, from the artist side, seeing to it that we had a meaningful experience. There was so many opportunities to get together with other artists, but also they facilitated talking to press and getting media interested in your project. And when we did media interviews, I found that the media was also very well informed and very literate about film and filmmaking. So as an artist, I think it was one of the best film festival experiences that I've had, in terms of the level of support for artists to ensure that they get what they need to have to make it a meaningful experience. Since that time, a lot of time has passed, but the real area of interest of my work has been taking old storytelling traditions, old pieces from literature and mythology from around the world, and looking how can we show them in a way that is new and fresh for a modern audience using modern storytelling, but keeping the seed of what is eternal and universal in old storytelling. So since then, I've been working on a series of adaptations from classics of old literature. Actually, I've had a lot of success with it. We did a series that was adapted from Shakespeare, and won a prestigious award in the UK that was awarded by Sir Kenneth Branagh. I was part of an excellent diversity talent incubator at Warner Media, and was developing a film project with them. And I have a television series that is hopefully going to begin filming in August or September of this year. Well, you know what? I'd love to be in any way if I could support the festival. It has such a special place in my heart because this was the festival that accepted me when I was just starting on my path, and I have a very funny story about the first time I did an interview at the festival,
Yes.
And I was excited about it. You know, French journalists wanted to talk to me, and you know, they're serious film people, right? So they ask you very thought-provoking and serious questions. And I was so inexperienced with talking to press that what I did, I only realized in the taxi driving home what I had done, which is, you know, I was talking to the interviewer here. It is when I answered the questions, I turned to the camera and talked into the camera. We're in Paris. There is some very embarrassing footage of me talking right breaking the fourth wall like I'm Richard the Third.